Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk about this myth that we have in the horse industry that you have to be this high ranking, competitive, out there, sponsored, all this stuff. You have to be this incredible athlete to make a difference in this industry. I am a living proof that that myth is simply not true. It's not true. So if you are interested in learning why you don't have to be a competitive athlete to make a difference in this industry, stay tuned to this channel. Alrighty, let's get started. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Abriana and I am the founder, lead designer, head unicorn in charge over at Black Unicorn Creative. And I teach equine entrepreneurs how to start their horse businesses, grow it online, and build a community around their brand. So in addition to that, I am a serial podcaster and I have such a vested interest in telling a story and sharing ways that you can make a difference in this community without needing all the extra fluff and needing all the extra just stuff. I'm not saying that it's bad, but you just don't need it to make a difference. I co-host the podcast Young Black Equestrians with my partner in crime, Caitlin, and I host a podcast kind of under my business, Black Unicorn Creative, called the Digital Hoofprint Podcast. And through YBE, Young Black Equestrians podcast, we have developed this sense of community and outreach simply by telling a story. And not only telling our story, but telling the story of other people. So if you are wanting to make a difference in the horse industry, you don't need to be in front of thousands of eyes. You don't need to be on the biggest stage. All you have to do is tell a story. And in that story, you can talk about your experiences or solve a problem or just talk about a gap that is just simply not being addressed. And that was how we built our platform and was able to grow, I would say, fairly quickly in the podcasting realm. Now, we all know that we are living in unprecedented times, so I think that had a lot to do with it. But people wanted to hear the stories that we had to tell. And it started off that way. It started off with us saying, hey, we have stories that we want to tell of ourselves. And we started telling those stories, and we were like, this is not unilateral. There are so many different experiences out there. We want to tell other people's stories. So we decided to use our platform to do that. Many competitive athletes do not feel the need to use their platforms to tell either their story, to advocate for other people, or tell someone else's story. And honestly, it's kind of the age-old question, are we to expect that of them when maybe they just want to get out there and ride? You can tell me what you think in the comments, but when you have a story to tell and you want to make a difference in your community, use what you have. Use your current platform, whether you want to talk on Instagram, you want to talk on Facebook, you want to do a podcast, whatever it is you want to do, use your current platform to share your story. Now, when you do this, you do have to be consistent. With our podcast, we were making episodes for over a year before we started seeing some real traction behind the content that we were producing. So we showed up every week. We talked about important topics. We talked to people who were just simply interesting and had a unique experience to share about their experience in the horse industry. And so in doing that, we slowly built momentum and built a community around what we really just started off as a passion project. So if you are looking to do that, just show up and talk about what you feel is important. And when you do that, you don't want to be all over the place because people will be confused. They won't know what you're going to talk about next. They won't know what you talked about last week. When you maintain your message, you attract the people that are going to support you and are going to share what it is you have to say. I want to give some examples of this because you need to know this works. You simply need to know this works. First example, shining example, is Caitlin. I've talked about her drive and her passion many times, but if you have not seen the recent coverage of Saddle Up and Read, you must be living under a rock. And she wanted to solve a problem. She wanted to solve a problem about the literacy rates in North Carolina and in America in general. And she did that unapologetically, consistently for 3 years. And now got the attention of Oprah and LeVar Burton and all that. Like, it's just phenomenal. So that's just one example. We have a small group of friends that literally talks every day, and we continue to push each other. And so I'm gonna give you more examples from them. Second example, Brittany from CBC Therapeutic Horseback Riding Academy. She has built a lesson program from the ground, holding over 70 students and making it work with 3 horses and with the support of her family. And so she's not out there, being or striving to be this super competitive person in order to make a difference. She is using what she knows and her experience and her talents with connecting with children and adults at beginner levels and teaching them the basics. She has an online horsemanship academy, and she offers therapy sessions for different programs in the Sacramento area. So again, I'll reiterate, you don't have to be someone with a huge platform to make a difference. Next person I'm going to mention is Erin Brown with Philadelphia Urban Riding Academy. Not only is she spearheading the building of a new barn, she's connected with Missy Clark, and they're creating new programming so that kids in Philadelphia get to experience the levels of equestrian lifestyle and competition that they may not have even known was possible. So that in itself, I'm like, you go, girl, you were doing the doggone thing. And she didn't necessarily have a platform that was repetitively out there and out there and out there before she attempted to make a difference, or before she is making a difference in the lives of the kids in her community. Next person I want to mention is good friend Chanelle Rhodes. Now, all of these people, I have a super vested interest in making sure they succeed. Chanelle, we come here to here when it comes to creativity. She has created this line of custom hair pieces for horses. Now, they are colorful, curly, wavy styled wigs for horses. And she is really about expressing creativity and being unapologetically yourself. And I am all about that. Like, that is my whole jam. So being connected with such an inspiring group of people helps me and encourages me and motivates me to put myself out there and be a support system for people that I know are making a difference with or without a platform. You have got to start somewhere. You got to start. So when you are wanting to make a difference, whether you are a 5-star athlete or you are just trying to do something in your community, you have to produce unapologetically. People are going to love you for who you are and the message that you have to give. You have to know that your story is worth telling. It truly is. Your story is worth telling, and the people whose lives you want to make a difference in, they are worth it also. So instead of feeling like you've got to reach certain milestones before you can start making a difference, just start where you are. Start where you are. Start with a simple act of kindness. Start with telling people what it is that you want to do. Tell people where it is you are trying to go. You know that saying, closed mouths don't get fed. So start telling people, this is where I want to be. Even if you want to be this Olympic athlete, start saying that. Say, that is what I'm working towards, and this is my story. And you just keep telling that story over and over and over, and you keep impacting people over and over and over, and you will start building a community around yourself that is going to be there to support you, that's going to be there to share your message, and they may know contacts that help you get where it is you want to go. If you want to make a difference in your community, you got to do the work when nobody's watching. You can't wait until happenstance and someone just happens to come across you before you start putting in that work and putting in the hours. They say you need 10,000 hours in something before you become an expert. Well, I'm pretty sure at this point, all of us have lived 10,000 hours in our own bodies. You are an expert on you. So that is really all you need to start making a difference. Speak when no one is listening, work, do things when no one is watching, and you, I promise you, will start making a difference in your community and in the lives of others, even if it's just one person at a time. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you go out and do something today. Go do something. We can talk about things all day, and we can talk about what we want our future to look like and what we wish would happen to us. But a wish without, or a goal without a plan, is just a wish. And wishes are just saved for birthdays. Our goals need plans now, and that plan starts with doing. Have a great rest of your day, and don't forget, be you, create.